Before Postal hit store shelves in 1997 and became a controversial classic, a one-level beta version was made available to demo. Launching the game presents the usual warnings, but with the age restriction and rating image being changed. The ripcord logo also appears here, which is absent from the full release. And then there is a confidentiality warning, which means the authorities should be here any minute. Instead of the usual blaring music, the beta starts with a rapidly increasing heart rate. It's effectively moody, but is then immediately undercut. I'd love to win a t-shirt or a 266 MHz Dell, but I think I may have missed the cutoff. The main menu has a few differences. Some sound effects are changed, some options like violence don't work, some small alterations to the visuals, but nothing major. Starting a new game, we have our one level to test, the construction site. The usual music has been swapped for another track labelled Psychedelic1.wave. The background image is the same lady used for the truck stop in the release version. The diary entry here is also exclusive to this beta demo, and feels like a holdover from earlier iterations of the story. If you didn't know, at one point in development, Postal was going to revolve around body-snatching aliens. You would have played as a post office employee with a van full of guns fighting them off. This text seems to be somewhat in line with that idea, though it's still written with the same bravado as the other journal entries. Now, normally at this point in the demo, everyone including the Postal dude would suddenly catch fire, making a playthrough impossible.
Burn, baby, burn.
The same thing would actually occur in the full game if it detected the CD-ROM was missing during play. Here, it seems to be due to an internal deadline, presumably when the beta would end. Fortunately, Alpha's proto-archive has patched this out, and if you're interested in taking a look yourself, there's a link to the original thread about the beta in the description of this video. The construction site appears to be the same as the release version, with the layout and background art unchanged. There are definitely more enemies here though. Several are also carrying napalm and Molotov cocktails, which is basically a game over if you get caught by it. A lot of the user interface isn't finished, much of it is just represented by simple text with no graphics. Armor is completely missing, but you still block damage if you pick up Kevlar. The ability to jump was also cut from the game or never implemented, but it does actually appear in the keybind menu here. Executions and suicide, however, are both present and accounted for. After more attempts than I care to admit, all of the hostiles were eliminated and the population fell to 0. I did a quick look around to make sure there was no secrets or hidden areas and pressed F1 to proceed to the next level. Since there is no next level though, the game boots back to the main menu. The last thing to look at is the level editor. While it isn't available in the Steam version of Postal, older versions came bundled with this software. It's quite limited, as you can't save or even play the only level at your disposal, only play around with the tools and place down ostriches. I find demos and unfinished builds of games to be quite fascinating. I guess because it's unfinished, it represents a kind of unknown potential. Games late enough in development to have a demo would likely be pretty set in stone, but there is a certain elation to spotting even small differences between an early build and the final version. Thanks for watching.